Well, sadly, this is the last video on my channel that you guys are going to be seeing of my 2016 Tacoma TRD Off-Road. This truck has really kind of been the vehicle that built this channel. I started making YouTube videos when my daughter was really young. She'd take these 3-hour naps in the morning, 3-hour naps in the afternoon. I was stuck at home with not much to do, so I'd go out in the driveway and make videos of my Tacoma. And here we are several years later. She's 4 years old. Number of adventures with this truck. Tons of modifications, all documented on my channel, but sadly it's time to move on from the Tacoma. I've decided to move up to a full-size vehicle, something that's a little bit more spacious for my growing kids, something that's got more tow capacity, and then also something that's just a little bit different, given that I've also got an FJ Cruiser and a 4Runner, and the three vehicles have quite a bit in common. For my last video of the Tacoma, I would have loved to take it out on an off-road adventure. That really has been the highlight of this vehicle, or those times where I've been off on the dirt roads, and this truck really shows its greatest strengths. But unfortunately, by the time you guys are watching this video, I've already sold the truck. It's already in the possession of its new owner, and I don't have time to schedule an adventure. So sadly, this is it. But I did want to recap on my ownership with this truck, whether or not I would recommend buying a Tacoma after owning this truck for a few years, and specifically the 3rd generation Tacoma. Now the short answer to that is yes, I would. I think it's been a great truck in the time that I've owned it, and I think that most people that own these trucks would say the same thing, that there are a lot of real strengths. There's some downsides too, and so to just kind of recap on that real quick, I want to talk about the 3 kind of major downsides of the Tacoma and the 3 best things about them. As far as downsides go, the first one is the transmission. And if you guys have done any research or you know anything about the 3rd generation Tacomas, you'll know that on the automatic models, that is really the Achilles heel. A lot of people are really not that fond of the transmissions on these. When you're driving at like highway speeds, going up a steep grade, trying to accelerate quickly or pass other vehicles, they really struggle. There's not necessarily a shortage of power on the truck. It's got more power than the 2nd generation, but in comparison, it feels underpowered because that transmission is just kind of inadequate. You get up to those highway speeds and it's shifting back and forth between gears. It's just a little bit clunky, and it really kind of takes away from the overall experience driving the truck. The second thing that I am not fond of on these Tacomas is that the gas mileage is just so bad for a truck of this size. You're going to have equivalent or better gas mileage with pretty much any full-size truck out there on the market, with the exception of the Tundra, the Silverado, the Sierra, the Ram 1500, the F-150. All of those trucks are available with better gas mileage than what you're getting on this mid-size Tacoma, and so that's definitely a real letdown, especially because it doesn't match those trucks in terms of performance when it comes to horsepower, acceleration, tow capacity. And so you're not necessarily getting something that is more capable, it's just worse on gas. And then the third thing that I'm not real crazy about on these Tacomas is that the interiors just feel a little bit cheap. They're very attractive. They've got a really nice layout, very functional, certainly a really nice design. But I've mentioned this before doing a comparison with my 4Runner. The 4Runner just has a much more high quality feel to it than what you get with the Tacoma. A lot of hard plastics, feels just kind of cheap overall. And so I think they could have done better in that capacity with the Tacoma. It takes away a little bit from that experience when you're driving it. So those are the 3 downsides. The 3 best things about the Tacoma certainly outweigh those downsides. Without a doubt, the best thing about the Tacoma is its off-road capability. It is so fun getting this truck off on the dirt roads. A lot of times when I'm driving it around in town, it feels really clunky, it feels outdated, it just doesn't drive as nice as other trucks that are out there. And I know that. I do a lot of car reviews. I've done about 250 car reviews in the last 2 years. And so I've driven every truck that's out there. And the Tacoma does not compete when it comes to ride quality, when it comes to handling. But as soon as you get off on those dirt roads, it feels right at home. And these trucks are super capable, ton of fun to drive. And so that has been the best thing by far about owning the Tacoma, is when you get out on those dirt roads, it is just a blast to drive. Second thing that's great about Tacomas, of course, is the reliability and durability. That's pretty much a given fact. My truck's not exactly old. It's only got about 49,000 miles, so I wouldn't expect it to have any issues just yet, but it has been trouble-free in the time that I've owned it. Only thing that I've had to do is replace the battery. So it's been, a really solid truck. I can't complain at all from that standpoint. And then the third thing that is really a great thing about the Tacoma as well, and this is one of the main reasons that I bought it. I was actually seriously considering a Chevy Colorado with the Duramax diesel when I bought this truck. I could have got one for the same price, and the diesel was very appealing. but I knew that the resale value on the Tacoma was going to be top notch, and it is. I had a second gen Tacoma before this, got a great price for that. It had super high mileage and it still really held its value. And with this truck, I'm actually selling it for more than I paid for it 4 years ago and over 20,000 miles ago. So can't complain from that standpoint. It certainly held true to my expectations. So there you go. Those are the 3 things that I don't really care about having owned it for 4 years. The 3 things that have worked out really great with this truck. I would absolutely drive one of these again. I think that my life circumstances right now aren't ideal for a mid-sized truck, and that's why I want to move up to the full-size truck. But depending on what your needs are, I still think the Tacoma is a great truck, and I certainly wouldn't rule it out as an option for me going forward at some point in the future. So this is the last time that you guys are going to be seeing the Beauty. I guess we'll do a quick walk around one last time and just give you one final look at it. Even though I'm really sad to see this Tacoma go, and I know that a lot of you guys will be as well, given that many of you are following me because of this truck, there's still going to be Tacomas on the channel. I'm selling mine, but I've still got a lot of friends with them. I intend on continuing to go out on adventures with them, and so you guys are still going to see plenty of Tacoma action. And like I said, who knows, maybe at some point I'll buy one again, or maybe there'll be some more modifications on the channel. So don't give up hope just yet. I'd love to get your guys' comments, feedback in the section below, and for more Toyota videos, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.